What's shaking YouTube? And welcome back to another weekly episode of the Hobby Headquarters here at the Hollywood Rip Studio. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Hollywood. That's Joe Nasty. Joining me to my right, as always, this week's episode is all about auctions. Really, really big auctions.
Does that mean you're going to talk really fast?
I could.
For
For whatever reason, we had some massive cards close this week, including a lot of Ohtani news. I mean, like a lot of Ohtani news. But Ellie De La Cruz, Paul Skenes, LeBron James, and more also making headlines. But kicking this week's episode off is Ohtani 50-50. I find it kind of funny because Aaron Judge is hitting almost 60 home runs again, or he hit 58 home runs this year, with probably the most dominant offensive season in recent history, assuming that it is a clean season, which I do think it is.
Probably.
And yet no one gives a crap. Why? Because Shohei finished with just 4 homers less than Aaron Judge, but 48 stolen bases more than Aaron Judge. 310, 54 homers, 59 stolen bases, and Topps is commemorating that achievement with, they just announced this about 2 hours ago, drum roll please. For the first time ever, Topps is announcing an Ohtani Exclusive 100 card set. It will feature cards of all 50 home runs and all 50 stolen bases. As I understand it, there's a different photo for each of them. We'll put some of them on your screen now so you can see what these cards look like.
Oh, very cool.
You will be chasing home run card number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 50. And you will be chasing stolen base card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 50. You can get parallels of them. There are superfractors and the big chase. Topps has apparently acquired Ohtani's pants from that game. I don't know how it's just the pants. Maybe it's more than just the pants. All we know is it's for sure the pants. They are taking that Logo Man from those pants, and it is going to be a one-of-one Logo Man autograph, game used from his 50th home run game.
Wow.
That's the chase. There's 3 of them, so I don't know what else they're using. Maybe they got a hold of a sock or a batting glove or something like that, and I think those will be the other 2 that get put into this product. They're calling it Topps Dynasty Black, those 3 cards. I love this idea.
Same.
I really love this idea. I think it's really cool, and huge, huge props to whoever at Topps or Fanatics came up with this idea because it is totally unique. We've seen individual player sets before. When Wembanyama's Mercury set is coming out now in about 10 days or so.
We talked about it last week.
We did.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has her own set, etc. But this, focusing on each home run and stolen base of a year, incredibly cool. I think it's going to be a grand slam, like knock it out of the park.
You're going to want to steal this one.
Yeah. They are asking, and you probably saw it in the graphic above, but I think they're asking $25 per pack for this product, or for a box of this, I think it's $240 for a box. I guarantee you it'll sell out in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
What do you think about this product?
Super cool. So this may be a really dumb question, but so I assume you're buying like regular Topps packs, right? And then you may get one of the 50? Or like, is there...
No. It's only Ohtani.
Oh, so it's all Ohtani stuff, but you may get one of the the home runs or the stolen bases?
You could get home run 23 and stolen base 39.
So you're going to buy a pack and there's only going to be like 1 card in there?
No. There's a handful of cards in each pack, I
Okay,
believe.
but it's all Ohtani stuff?
All Ohtani stuff.
Okay, yeah, no, but still really cool. I really want... which one would I really want? What's the most random home run he's hit this year? There's one in like Minnesota that for whatever reason just popped in my mind earlier in this, like in Minnesota. I want that one.
I want one of the home runs that is only a home run in like one ballpark.
Ooh, truly a one of one.
Like a little poke shot where he was off balance.
Like, well, they didn't go to Fenway this year or the Bronx, but like one that would only be a home run at Yankee Stadium with that shot, which Aaron Judge is very familiar with.
That's very true. Although, didn't Aaron Judge hit most of his home runs on the road this year?
No, he hit most of them at home.
Oh, he hit them most at home? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. I was going to say agree to disagree, but no, I was wrong.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep the train rolling on Ohtani, his 50th home run ball, by the way. We didn't know where it went. The Dodgers offered the fan who caught it $300,000. He said no. He left the stadium with the ball, and it surfaced just a few days ago with none other than Ken Golden. Surprise, surprise. It is currently listed for sale on Golden Auctions. And the current bid, with 17 days left as of right now, is not $300,000, it's not $500,000, it's not $1 million. It is $1.2 million. Now, there was another fan, a young fan, an 18-year-old, just about to go to college, I think, who filed an injunction in the courts in Florida, claiming that he was the one that actually caught it. And there's video of him kind of fighting with the guy who wound up with it. But I believe that injunction was denied because there just wasn't proof that he actually ever was holding it. There's just the video of him with his hand in between a guy's legs. But this ball is going to sell into the millions. That is more than I thought it was going to sell for, if I'm being completely honest with you.
For the home run ball?
For the home run ball.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I did not think it would sell into the millions. I didn't. What do you think of, I mean, the injunction is what it is. I just don't think you just don't really have legal terms there to stand on in terms of what the video showed. Do you think it'll clear $2 million at this point? I don't know.
Is it on a pure auction right now?
Pure auction.
Like
17 days to go.
Like the guy standing up front, like we talked about outside this episode, like
Online
I hear
bidding.
1.2 million.
No. It's online bidding for the next 17 days.
So what's the point?
It's not like a gavel. We'll talk about gavel stuff in about a few minutes.
Ooh, gavel stuff.
Gavel stuff.
Gavel stuff. Online. Well, when it's online, that's like high rollers, though, right? Like someone's coming in from like probably Dubai
exactly.
or something.
Exactly.
Over $2 million. I don't. Again, it's what someone values, right? Maybe there's some Japanese, some big buyer out there who really wants it. So it's a possibility. That's a pretty hefty sum though for a baseball.
I think we'll finish somewhere around 2. That's my guess, and I could be 100% wrong, which I've been 100% wrong in the past.
$1,600,000 $20.
Maybe. But we're going to keep the train rolling now. Next story, and surprise, it's Ohtani again.
What?
And also, surprise, surprise, the next one is going to be Ohtani too.
What?
But Topps, of course, introduced this Topps Now one-of-one show, which they started with that Olympics card, which I know you love. He is a huge proponent of that Olympics card.
Love it. And these notes are about to really back up what I was saying before.
I know, 100%. And I knew you would like to see this.
I did.
Because when Ohtani did go 50-50, Topps announced the one-of-one 50-50 club autograph inscription chase for Shohei Ohtani. We all thought that it was insane that the Olympics card sold 580,000 copies or something.
We sure did.
Well, this Ohtani card sold 653,737 copies. That is over 70,000 more sales than the Topps Olympics triple auto card. And I will be the first to say he was very right about this one. Very, very right. This really shows how truly international Shohei Ohtani's market is. Yeah. And the Olympics are an international competition, let's keep in mind, although it is USA branded. But Shohei Ohtani at this point he's a cultural icon. Aaron Judge is not, which is why no one's talking about him. At this point, Shohei might actually be the safest investment in modern day sports at this time. I will say for the record, I do think Topps Now has gone overboard in terms of these like one-of-one chase cards. They come out with one every week. Like last week, they came out with Jaden Daniels 93% completion rate one-of-one or something.
That was an all-time cultural moment.
Yeah. All-time cultural moment that a rookie has one good game in like week 3. Actually had a great game today too. But
he's pretty good.
But come on, like maybe we only do like the really big moments. You know, like 50-50, let's do it. You know, Olympics, let's do it. Jaden Daniels winning a regular season game in week 3 and completing 90% of his passes, maybe let's not do it. What are your thoughts on the Shohei Ohtani 50-50 card, and whether you think Topps now is kind of overdoing it, or you think, just keep rolling it out every week, why not?
Man, I just cannot believe that more people wanted this than the Olympics one. It's almost like people stopped caring about the Olympic stuff right after that all happened.
What a shocker.
Here's what they should do instead. If we're going to be celebrating a week 3 victory where you have just a very, very, very good game, maybe we also go a Topps, let's call it a Topps How card. How? So for every Jaden Daniels completed 91% of his passes, there's maybe a Bryce Young threw 4 interceptions.
I would love that. Topps How. Can you imagine how degrading it would be to ask Bryce Young to sign his "you threw 4 picks" Topps How card?
Because we're not completely biased. Like, you know, it would actually be a really good one. Like a picture of Miguel Rojas, like sitting on the diamond last week. Like, what? As he hit into that game-ending triple play.
Yeah.
That would be be pretty cool. Get the 3 base runners, Miguel Rojas and whoever else.
Yes, triple auto of the 3 guys that were tripled up by Machado.
See, this is the reverse. We're too good at business.
You're actually onto something.
We're too good at business.
Actually, I think that'd be interesting. Topps doesn't have the balls to do it.
No, because they don't have the balls to ask Bryce Young to.
Exactly, and it would be humiliating, but I think it'd be hysterical.
Hey, Bryce.
I think we should do it.
Great game.
Can you imagine 1 of 1 Bryce Young, biggest bust in NFL history? But the thing is, if you paid him enough money and he really was the biggest bust in NFL history, he'd probably do it.
If you paid him enough.
Yeah,
it would have to be a lot.
It'd have to be a lot.
Like the corner, like did you watch the Alabama-Georgia game this weekend?
I did.
Which is like the cornerback who gave up the long, the Georgia corner.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you give that up?
Can you imagine 1 of 1 oops?
Yes,
Georgia corner.
Topps oops. And like maybe the T's messed up. It's like oops.
Oh man, too good. But we're gonna keep it right here on the Ohtani train. His 2018 Topps Chrome Sapphire Superfractor autograph in a BGS 95/10. Ignore that. Went for auction with Sotheby's and Fanatics Collect, and we talked about it last week.
Yes, okay.
I thought the card was going to do $1 million. And I sat here and I told you guys that if I legitimately had the funds, I would pay $1 million for it. It sold for $280-something thousand, which after the buyer's premium was $336,000 with buyer premium. If I'm being completely honest with you, if I knew it was going to sell for that, I'm not even kidding, I would have bought it.
Oh.
I would have bought it. I would have figured out a way to buy it.
What would you have sold in here?
Well, I mean...
That one. No.
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 I mean, 336K in terms of sports card investment. Look, as I think we've touched on it before, I have a lot of Ohtani cards, a lot of rookie Ohtani autographs that I started buying way before he blew up. I have made well into the 6 figures on Ohtani rookie cards. Had I known this was going to sell for just $300,000, I probably would have figured out a way to buy this, but I really thought it was going to do way, way more than this. We're talking about someone who people are arguing is the greatest player of all time. He just had a season that has never been done before. He will come back and pitch next year, so the hype will be real.
Maybe in a few weeks.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he pitches in October. That would be shocking. But call me crazy.
Okay.
I think that whoever bought this for $336,000 just got possibly the bargain of his life if Ohtani does go on and continues what he is doing. What do you think about how much this card got at auction?
So I was about to ask legitimately, like I wrote in my notes, this is the one I tried to guess the price of last week?
Yes, and you said 500 and 16,700 and I don't remember something.
I think
like that.
it was either that or like I thought I said 700,000.
No, I think it was in the fives, and we both agreed that it would be somewhere in the middle.
That's why
we both agreed that I said 1 million, you said 500,000, so we said, you know what, 750,000.
So I mean, I still went over on the Price is Right, but closer.
I mean, keep in mind this is one of his top 3 probably best cards in existence.
Just my thinking was this: it was like the Wilt Chamberlain card went for what was it again? 1.8. 1.2.
1.7, but you can't compare that because
Well,
it's a different generation and it's not autographed.
But, I mean, in terms of the sports card market, that was sort of the idea. It's like, if this totally insane situation type of card went for 1.8, it just, to me, it didn't click. But you know the world better than I do. But, yeah, I still agree with you, considering that they still went under what I expected. So, still, Major League Bargain. That's what MLB stands for.
Major League Bargain. Clearly, Sotheby's is the bargain channel, not Golden Auctions, guys. I don't mean to plug Golden Auctions, but so far, Golden is putting up way bigger numbers than Sotheby's.
Yeah, when I think of Sotheby's, I really just think of, like, bargain bin.
Yeah, I think of, like, Ming Dynasty plates.
Yeah. Well, I think
urns or artwork.
Ross dress for less, Sotheby's. What's the difference?
You know?
TJ Maxx, take it to the max.
But here's my reasoning for why I think this Ohtani card sold for way too little, and it's because of our next story, and it is Elly De La Cruz. His superfractor, his first Bowman autograph superfractor in a PSA 10 with a 10 autograph in the exact same auction, and I told you we were going to have gavel stuff. Gavel stuff.
Gavel stuff.
Gavel stuff. This was gavelled, along with that Ohtani card, but this card sold for $360,000. Let's do the math. That is $25,000 more than Shohei Ohtani's Topps Chrome Sapphire 1/1 autograph.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Come on, people. Like, what are we doing? I understand that this is a first Bowman, and y'all love your first Bowmans. I'm not gonna lie, I like first Bowmans too. They're great cards, but we just paid $360,000 for Elly De La Cruz's first Bowman autograph, and we paid $336,000 for Ohtani's 1/1 Topps Chrome Sapphire autograph. I'm sorry, but that's freaking insane. Like, that is truly the most shocking news I think I've heard in the sports card hobby for quite a long time. I don't even know what to make of that, besides for the fact that I think it's asinine that that's what these two cards ended up at. What are your thoughts on the Elly De La Cruz first Bowman Superfractor and how it compares to the Ohtani Superfractor?
Well, it shouldn't be comparing to the Ohtani one. So here's the thing: he did improve this year.
He did. He did.
Like when I first looked at his numbers a few weeks ago when we talked about it, I was like, oh, not a very good year.
Yeah.
He did lead the league in strikeouts, and all that despite not a great batting average, he had a 810 OPS.
Yeah.
And a 471 slugging percentage.
True.
So he's getting on base enough. And even when he singles or just walks, that's an automatic double because he led the league in stolen bases.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm thinking here is people are like caught up in 50-50 hoopla.
Right.
And they're like, this is going to be the next guy. Because he does have power.
Yeah, but he's
not going to have the stolen bases every year for a while. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he strikes out way too much.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's a show. He is a show, but he's not a cultural icon. But that doesn't help the fact that he plays in Cincinnati at the moment.
Do you think 360 is an overpay?
Yeah. For sure.
What do you think it's I mean, I know it's worth what someone was willing to pay, which is 360. So it's worth 360 as of today. Mm-hmm. Where do we think this card ends up in 5 years? I'm going to go ahead and say I think it's going to end up around 130 140 to 150.
Yeah, I would have said 150 for this. If you feel that strongly about a Bowman first, then I would have said 150.
Yeah.
Look, they paid 360 now. His trajectory is going up, and he's still very young.
He is.
So there is that. But the value is not going to go much higher from here. Like, if this was like when Mike Trout first broke onto the scene and all that he was doing, sure.
Right.
I feel you on that.
Right.
But this just isn't the case. He's putting up pretty crazy numbers, and how tall is he?
In an era
He's 6'5", 200. So he's
but also in an era that has never been easier to put up the numbers that he specifically, his game is tailored to.
Exactly.
Right? Like, Ellie De La Cruz would be stealing 40 bases if this was two years ago.
Probably.
Not 65.
With the pizza boxes.
Not 70. How many did he steal this year?
He stole 67.
This guy didn't even steal what Acuna stole last year.
That's true. And he only had 25 home runs.
I mean, it's still impressive, but like Acuna was like not twice as good as him. I mean, Acuna was so much better than him last year. Like it wasn't even close.
I would say he was twice as good overall.
Yeah, probably. But, I mean, his average was well into the 300s. Just doesn't strike out every other time he's at the plate.
Right.
But we're going to move to our next hobby topic. Another auction. Paul Skenes, his first Bowman autographed superfractor, which is a PSA 7. I don't know what happened to that card. Someone must have dropped it or something. But that card last sold for $80,000 earlier this year. It sold last night for $101,000. With the buyer's premium, it ends up being $123,000. So whoever bought this for $80K didn't really make all that much necessarily, because you got your fees and all this, right? So he paid $80K for it. Then you had to pay buyer's premium or tax on top of that, and then he got $101,000. The buyer's premium goes to Golden. And it shows you that Paul Skenes just had the best rookie season of a pitcher ever. Possibly. Debatable.
Up there.
But, like, not debatable. But this really shows you that pitcher risk is real. Like, people do not want pieces of pitchers. I can guarantee you, if this card were a position player and he had this good of a year, the jump would not have been 20%. The jump would have been like 200+%. What are your thoughts on Paul Skenes' first Bowman superfractor selling for $100,000?
I think your point is directly proven by what we just talked about, right? If Ellie De La Cruz is getting $360,000,
there you go.
Right?
There you go.
Who, again, very good player, but didn't win. Did Ellie De La Cruz win Rookie of the Year last year?
I don't remember.
I don't think he did. So, like, he doesn't have awards to his name. He's not really in line for MVPs or anything like that. Paul Skenes, even though what we talked about a few weeks ago, Paul Skenes is going to win Rookie of the Year. Right? Like, he is. I know Jackson Merrill made it very close, and Jackson Merrill's very good.
I would give it to Skenes, too. I would, too.
I'm just saying, like, even if I was a betting man, like, Paul Skenes is going to win. So then he's going to have ROTY next to his name forever. And, yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Ellie De La Cruz, first Bowman. He's an offensive player. Did $360,000.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Paul Skenes just did $100,000. And Paul Skenes will get Tommy John eventually.
We hope not.
Most likely. Of course we hope not. But the odds are, when you throw as hard as he does, that it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. But we're going to move to our next hobby story, and that is LeBron James. His Ultimate Collection Logo Man out of 2004-2005 Ultimate Collection sold for, get this, $854,000, including the buyer's premium. Now, his 2003 Ultimate Collection Rookie Vertical Logo Man 1/1 autograph, we'll put a picture on your screen now, has never been seen. It has never surfaced. We don't know if it exists. The last time a 2004 1/1 Logo Man of this sold was in 2016. It did $300K. Now this one goes for over $800K 8 years later. That 2003 Ultimate Collection rookie 1-of-1 logo, man, is his best card ever made and has never been found. That's got to be like $5 million plus at this point. But what do you think of LeBron James doing $800K plus on a non-rookie logo, man?
Non-rookie?
Second year. Well, because the rookie one hasn't surfaced.
Oh, yeah, because it's not around. It's LeBron. You know, what else is there to say? It's LeBron. People
love him.
People love LeBron. He's a big deal. It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I would love for, honestly, a rookie card of him in his big white suit from draft night. But that doesn't exist either.
And I will say LeBron will retire in the next 2 years. And the day he retires, these cards will skyrocket. Mm-hmm. And then they'll come back down to earth. They will come crashing back down to earth, as it always happens.
And then
but we really got to keep it moving.
Oh, yeah.
Tops now, that Olympics basketball card that everyone's chasing. By the way, we still haven't found the triple autograph.
Really?
Still has not surfaced. But the gold parallel 1-of-1 non-autograph did surface. Jeff Wilson from Sports Card Investor offered $25K for it, plus a VIP experience. It was rejected, and the card actually went to, surprise, Ken Golden. Ken Golden listed it on Golden Auctions, and it sold last night for $53,680. It's not autographed. It's that exact same base card, that stupid-looking base card, just kind of golded out, says 1-of-1 on it. I wonder if Jeff was the guy that actually bought it, but thoughts on the non-autograph 1-of-1 doing $50K plus?
Way too much.
That's all we got to say.
Yeah.
I think this card is stupid.
Stupid?
I think it's a stupid card.
I think it's ridiculous.
But we're going to go to our MLB update. Playoffs start in just 2 days.
Here we go.
The AL is set. Yankees, Guardians, Astros are in as division winners. Baltimore, Detroit, and KC in as wild card teams. The NL is not set yet as of right now. This is Sunday night for us in Los Angeles. But the Dodgers, Brewers, and Phillies are in as division winners. The Padres are in as the top wild card seed. But the Braves, Mets, and Diamondbacks are fighting for that last spot. It all comes down to Monday's doubleheader between the Braves and the Mets, which will determine the final wild card team. Any sweep, from what I understand, any sweep, and the team that sweeps plus the Diamondbacks are in.
Right.
Any split and the Diamondbacks are out, and it will be the Mets and the Braves in. AL playoff matchups are set. Detroit at Houston, winner gets Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Kansas City at Baltimore, winner gets the Yankees. And in the NL, whoever finishes third in the wild card will be at the Brewers, winner gets Philly. Whoever finishes second in the wild card will be at San Diego, winner gets the Dodgers. Most likely it's going to be the Mets at Milwaukee and Atlanta at San Diego, I believe.
I think so too.
If they split. For me, I think you got to watch out for the Tigers here a little bit. Skubal's insane, and they are hot. You are going to run into Tark Skubal in game 1. Yordan Alvarez is banged up. Kyle Tucker is kind of just getting his sea legs under him again after being out for pretty much months and months and months. Astros pitching is still very good, but I think that this year spells the beginning of the end for the Astros dynasty. Finally. I think you got to watch out a little bit for KC. They do have good October history in recent memory. Bobby Baseball has a lot to prove. But I think the matchup that intrigues me the most is when San Diego does get out of the wild card round and they face the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. I guarantee you that the benches will clear at some point. That is going to be a heated series. What are my playoff predictions? I'm going to go with NLCS Padres at Phillies. And in the ALCS, I am going to go with Detroit at the Yankees. And then my World Series prediction, you ask?
I am.
I'm going to say the Phillies and the Yankees.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say that the Phillies take this one down simply because of the edge in pitching. However, I think the Padres also have a great shot at this. They have the best bullpen in baseball. This might be one of the best bullpens ever assembled. Honestly, it might be.
It's up there. Well,
do you have any preliminary thoughts on on playoff baseball. What are we at? We're already 30 minutes in, so we gotta really keep it moving. I'll give you 1 minute. Playoff baseball, go.
Playoff baseball in general, because I have a lot of thoughts. I have a diatribe about how playoff baseball is set up.
You just wasted 8 seconds.
Oh my God. Well, then I'll tell you why you're an idiot for picking either of those AL Central teams. A big fat idiot. So, as we know,
I'm not fat.
A big, thick.
I'm also not big.
Fine, just an idiot. And I'll probably be proven wrong.
Remember, I'm 5'8", 150. We talked about
just
it
like
with
Luis
Angel Acuna. Now you've wasted 25 seconds.
So, as we know, the worst team in modern baseball history just finished up their year, the Chicago White Sox.
Yep.
The Tigers did really well to go 10-3 against the White Sox this year. The Kansas City Royals went 12-1 against the Chicago White Sox. Sure, beat up the teams in front of you, do what you have to do in the division. But they have to play everyone else, and they now don't get to play the White Sox in the postseason. Breaking news. So, we did the math ourselves. Both teams played 13 games against the White Sox, which meant that uneven math, 149 games remaining, we were a little generous, and that means the Tigers and the Royals each went basically 75 and 74 the rest of the way. These are two, it's one thing to be a wild card team and playing well, and maybe you had another good team in your division. It's another thing to just be straight up mid and making the playoffs. So
who are you taking to win it all?
The most complete team in baseball is in San Diego.
I know. It's scary.
It's honestly because the world hates me so much in such a variety of ways. I feel pretty confident in saying it's going to be Astros versus Padres, and I will gouge my eyes out.
Oh, that would be disgusting.
But
As an LA person, yeah, I can. I hate to say it.
There's a lot of hateable teams in the playoffs.
But Tarek Skubal
is very good.
Did win the AL pitching triple crown.
Very cool.
And now we can officially also say that Ohtani finished the year with a .310 average, 54 homers, 130 RBIs, 59 stolen bases, and a 9.2 WAR. Of course, he doesn't play defense. He's a DH. Aaron Judge finished .322, 58 homers, 144 RBIs, 10 stolen bases with a 10.8 WAR. But for all those that argued, well, Aaron Judge plays defense, he plays SHITTY defense. Because we're going to show you this graphic from Baseball Savant. Aaron Judge was 28th percentile in run value. He was 11th percentile in range. That's even worse. He has a strong arm, but he is not a strong fielder. A strong thrower does not mean you're a strong fielder, New York fans. He had a -5 on range and a -3 on run value. That's not value. That's not added value to your team on defense. So in my opinion, it doesn't matter that Aaron Judge plays defense. Let's look at Bobby Witt Jr. though. .332 on the year, 32 homers, 109 RBIs, 31 steals, 9.4 WAR. That is more WAR than Shohei Ohtani. But let's look at his defense. Fielding run value, +12, 95th percentile. Range, 98th percentile. Arm strength, 78th percentile. So he's the best shortstop as a defender. He is an above-average thrower, right? In my opinion, I understand your argument if you're telling me that Bobby Witt Jr. plays the field, as for why you think he should be, why you think he's more valuable to his team than, say, Shohei Ohtani is to the Dodgers. Because Aaron Judge, on defense, is worse than if he wasn't even out there.
Yeah, they'd be better off with no one out there.
They would be better with almost 80% of the league's outfielders would be better defensively than Aaron Judge.
Right.
And I think it really goes to show that I think all three of these guys really are deserving of MVP. It's great that two of them will get it. Judge and Ohtani will get it. But
Ohtani's only competing against himself.
Yeah, but like really tough break for Bobby Witt Jr.
Probably.
Man.
Well, that shows because Judge has more WAR than Witt, right?
Yeah.
That shows just how insane the hitting was.
Yeah.
And their lineup has nothing else besides him and Soto.
And the crazy thing is, like, Witt has more WAR than Ohtani.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
That's where the defense comes in.
That is where the defense comes in. But we got to move to our NFL update. That is our last one. We got to rattle it off in literally like 60 seconds. But
You got it.
the Vikings improved to 4-0. They spoiled Jordan Love's return, his home return at Lambeau. Jordan Addison came back, returned with 2 TDs. Remember, this is a team that will get TJ Hawkinson back as well in like 3-4 weeks. So sky's the limit for Sam Darnold. Man, if it finished today, that dude is MVP.
Yeah.
Bills and Ravens are playing as we speak. I don't know what the score is. Caleb Williams got a home win against the Rams. Good to see Caleb Williams get his SHIT together, kind of. The Steelers.
Just say it.
The Steelers finally lost. As we've said earlier, they're the worst team ever to start 3-0. They scored 3 touchdowns today. That's the same amount of touchdowns that they've scored in the first month combined. And they still lost. Anthony Richardson, though, unfortunately, was hurt in this one. But surprise, surprise, guess who was here to save the day again?
Who?
Joe freaking Flacco.
I thought he retired.
Oh, he is back,
Oh, my
baby.
God.
But the Bengals are on the board now, 1-3 with a win over the Panthers. Not that that's impressive, but here comes Jamar Chase and the Joey B Show. The Bucks bounced back big against the Eagles at home, 33-16. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's my result of the weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
That Buccaneers one, that's crazy.
Aaron Rodgers and the Jets just lost at home
Yeah, that's bad.
to Bo Nix and Denver. Bo Nix threw for 60 yards. That is not a good sign. Jets 2-2, couldn't even score 10 points. The Chiefs are 4-0 after beating the Chargers in LA, a.k.a. Kansas City. Los Angeles just turns into whatever city is visiting in terms of their home crowd. Jaden Daniels is kind of looking like the bee's knees at this point. They're 3-1. The Commanders are 3-1. They put up a 42 spot at Arizona today. 30 seconds. What are your biggest surprises today?
Remember, the offensive coordinator for Washington is, of course, Cliff Kingsbury. So this was a revenge game against his former team that he was the head coach. Did not do well. Deserved to get fired. But I did not mean to step in, but my result of the weekend for sure is that Buccaneers result.
Yeah.
I sort of mentioned it heading into this season. Like, people kind of forget how bad the Eagles were at the end of last season, and they got blown out in the playoffs, and they're still not really on all cylinders, and they have no Jason Kelsey, and they're still playing really bad.
Yeah.
Never really believed in the Jets, but that's still a terrible result.
It is. But that will do it for us here at the Hollywood Rip Studio for this week's episode of the Hobby Headquarters. We thank you as always for joining us today. Remember, if you enjoy the content or want to share your thoughts in the comments below, we welcome it. Enjoy talking with you all. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It helps us a ton moving forward. So until next time, I'm Mr. Hollywood. That's Joe Nasty. We'll see you next time right back here at Hollywood Rips. Grown-ass men who still play with sports cards, out.